now, we're going to switch over to the off-game Talkback show that comes after.
I do need to bow out, though, because I've got my allergy shot in the morning.
Absolutely. Get the hell out of here. I'm going to go
It is midnight here, so...
Go away. Go and rest.
Just want to let you guys know, thanks for watching. This has been always a good time.
Yeah.
Again,
Plug your
Swedish
absolutely.
people. Yeah. Twitch and Twitter.
Oh,
and
yeah. Plug your shit.
Baseball and Faceball. You said plug your shit and my brain went Faceball. And I am doing a bunch of art and gaming, and it's a lot of fun.
Can I hold on? I think I can do this. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna go to shout out. I can't.
Oh, I'm interested to see if you can do this because usually it's M doing this. So
is it the Swedish Geek Ball?
It's the Swedish Geek Ball
on Twitch specifically.
In certain places, yeah, on Twitch, and Facebook is Swedish Geek Ball, like it's a real name because I couldn't figure out how to do a regular page at that time, and I'm an idiot. And Twitter is T Geek Ball, and then
my commands aren't working for some reason. Oh well.
I forget what my Instagram is. It's like some version of Swedish Geek Ball, and then my Etsy store for doing stuff is Winter Rose Art Shop.
Fantastic. Thank you for playing with us. Have a good night. Sleep well.
All right.
I'll see you at the rewatch. Later. Hopefully, we'll do a rewatch on Saturday. Hopefully, I'll see you then.
Yeah, you guys do it so early and
maybe I'll push it a little bit later. What do you mean early? You're on the East Coast. What are you talking about?
I don't get up until in between noon and 2.
Okay, fair enough. Who really wakes up at the ass crack of 11 a.m. really?
I mean, my husband gets up at 11:40, like 8 something in the morning because he has to be to work. 7:15. Oh, 7:15. Oh God!
I have to wake up tomorrow because I work. I have to see a personal trainer at 9:30. So.
Oh, good times.
Ooh, have fun with that. Let me know how you feel after that. Bye,
bad,
everybody.
but it'll be fun.
Have a good one, Jen. Okay, so friends, this will probably be a little bit truncated because there are only a couple of folks here, but let's talk a little bit because I think this was a pretty. I'm always nervous about a game that is entirely open-ended because I like to prepare. It's one of the reasons I run modules is because I really like to prepare for what's coming to try to be ready. Now, I'm really good at ad-libbing. It's a thing that I've done a lot of, but it's still kind of, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think today's game went really well. What did you two think?
I thought it went great. It was a great soft game. It was few actual granular maps. It was all role play and give and take. I loved it.
I am very proud that I accomplished my personal goal of establishing Rat on a Stick in multiple Waterdeeps across multiple continuums. So I will be continuing that.
And by the way, I'm going to mention this because it's a thing that multiple players have mentioned being interested in. Yes, Dragon Heist, the module, is sort of happening here, but it's happening with another group concurrently to what we're doing here. I've already seeded some of the things that happen in that module, and there will be a few key incidents that both groups will get. So later on, hopefully, either with this group of players or with another group of players, I'm hoping to run Dragon Heist from beginning to end and kind of weave the two stories together, MCU style. It's going to be awesome.
But yes, I'm so happy to be playing Echo again.
Yeah, no,
I'm also excited to see Echo again. This will be fun. Picking
up a level of cleric was an interesting choice. I think it's a good choice, especially since monks tend to be high wisdom anyway. What made you decide that you wanted to pick up a spellcasting class at level 6 of all places?
So, the original reason why I wasn't playing Echo in the Forge of Fury is because his character arc was finished. He had avenged his dad at the end of the Sunless Citadel, and he went home. He was happy, and so I had to think of why would he give up his wonderful, happy, successful career to come adventuring again? And, the idea of the literal goddess of adventuring giving him a call to action, seemed like it would be enough of a drive and a pull to get him back out there. And metagame wise, clerics are always good to have in a party. So
Yes.
it fit nicely into both thematic and meta. So yeah, his the goddess that he is a cleric of is Tamora, the goddess of adventuring and good luck.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so originally, when we first started doing this, I thought, let's just run through all of the modules from the Yawning Portal book. The problem is, the Yawning Portal book is full of dungeons, right? Not a whole lot in the way of expansive story. Good dungeons, I have to say. Well-designed dungeons, at least for the time that they were made. But dungeons nonetheless. And after Forge of Fury, it became very, very obvious that dungeoneering is a thing that we need to take in small to medium doses, because the Forge was about a medium dose of dungeons, and you know, getting in and out of there in 2 to 3 days, which took like 3 months or 4 months, you know, off game, was a lot. And I know that this particular group of gamers really loves the social aspect of stuff. So we're going to be doing that for a little while. We're going to be staying in Waterdeep for the foreseeable future, because we do have a few weeks until the dwarves catch up with, you know, everyone else over at Blazingdell and begin the standoff.
Oh yeah, and there's lots of moments possible in Waterdeep. And the random encounters in a city are just as fun in different ways compared to other places. So. Yeah,
and you're definitely going to be getting like random bullshit side quests, being known adventurers. And by the way, I said I know that like off game we're calling ourselves the Bad Decisions crew, squad, club, team.
Yeah,
the Bad Decisions something. And I know I asked this before, but I forget. Is there a name that the group will be known by in the city?
Waterdeep specifically?
Your exploits are not unknown. You are nobles. Your parents are talking you up. When you tell them the tale of the Sunless Citadel is one that's known in Waterdeep.
And so like and like the various characters, like the Goblin Prince.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's we'll have to brainstorm that, but it's probably something in relation to Barnabas, in relation to Shatterspike, and in relation to the Citadel, rather than the most recent Forge of Fury.
Yes, the most recent, like that is hot off the press news, and you're definitely going to be hearing more about rumors of your own exploits going forward, because it turns out that in a city that's full of magic users, known personalities are often scryed just randomly to see what they're up to, because adventuring is kind of like reality TV to these people. There are like fan clubs for certain adventuring parties that form, and so you all are currently sort of not quite celebrity level, but influencer level in the city.
So I'm just imagining a stall with like a stuffed Drizzt and Guinevere.
Like if you imagine like a prominent YouTuber probably isn't going to go out and get recognized every single day, but there are definitely going to be people who see them and recognize them and like geek out over the fact that I saw these people.
Right, and we're kind of at, you know, the location in Waterdeep where someone would hold an adventurer con, you know, the Yawning Portal.
Yes, that's exactly right. So of course next time we're going to start with a bit of a tussle, a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, in which by the way, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint because there is nobody left in chat, so it's okay that I can say this. Durnan himself will take part in the melee against the trolls, and it turns out. Oh, Highbane's still here. It turns out, not only is Durnan a badass, but this is like the second time this week that trolls specifically have crawled out of the Yawning Portal to make trouble for the customers. So that's kind of a preview as to where we're going from here.
Oh, we got a bunch of lurkers. Are you guys secretly the trolls?
I don't know. So when I look at Streamlabs, it always gives me like a lowball estimate of how many viewers there are. It says that there are 2, and I know for a fact that Gale is in chat. So anyway, not next week. 2 weeks from today, Hyben. We do this every other week. But anyway, let's.
I
want to talk a little bit about Echo's return. How are you feeling? What kinds of directions do you want to take this character going forward?
Well, so far, I've intended him to be flirty and a bit of a show off and a bit overly familiar with everyone, and I think I've stuck to those goals so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm just ticking down the list of whether or not Echo is messing with someone or flirting with someone is really up to the interpretation of
Yeah, I noticed the obviously, wow, you're the prettiest goblin I've seen in like forever kind of vibe you got going there. I love the pansexual vibe that Echo has. Big fan of that.
He is very flirty, and I think I'm gonna enjoying playing that a bit more because this time he's not on this 10-year-long grief vengeance comeuppance journey. He's just
you
here
get to enjoy things a little bit.
He's getting to see strange new places and meet new friends.
Yeah. You're the Inigo Montoya arc after he turns to piracy. Yeah. And what's Calder's feeling about being back in the big city?
He loves it mostly because he has tried it several times and he's come to the distinct conclusion that he loathes dungeons. And so he'll still probably end up doing stuff with that. That's fine. It's just the nature of the business.
Sometimes business takes you to unpleasant places. Yes.
But critically, he is definitely much more of an urban sprawl guy. So feels very much at home in the big city. And I think that'll have a lot of interesting opportunities because he is a noble, and so he's very much in his element at the moment, and that'll feel very comfortable for him.
Yeah.
And especially since he's now come into a great deal of power.
Yes.
So he's
and a ton of money.
And a ton of money, and a ton of position, and despite all of his giant piles of gold that he got from the Citadel, Barnabas still hasn't paid him. So
no, not yet. That is a thing that we will arrange between now and next time after trolls get caught.
And he will be firmly insisting that he send the correct the funds to Hyacinth and Lore as well.
Yes,
sorry, to Lore specifically for this work, and we'll be sending the share to Clarion's family because at all, but his relationship with Barnabas is because he was growing into power. He definitely feels more like a peer than a subordinate, and it's because he's getting really fucking tired of this.
Well, dealing with his grief that he hasn't dealt with either, which is
oh yeah, that's the big part of it, is that he hasn't grappled with any of it yet.
Yeah, and one could make the not completely incorrect assumption that Clarion died on a quest that Barnabas gave y'all, therefore Barnabas is semi-responsible for that death, if not entirely.
He feels it. He definitely feels responsible for that death.
And Calder's response is good.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out. What will be interesting is because a lot of the stuff that comes with being a shadow sorcerer translates a lot better to being in a city than it is to being on the ground. Like the dark vision's cool, but all of the magics are stuff like stuff like illusions and disguises and invisibility, all of which has a lot greater higher utility in a place like a city.
And also the fact that this is a place where you all, because you have the noble background, you can really flex that here, right? This, you can't really pull the noble card in the Sunless Citadel. I know that you kind of mentioned to Yusdrael that yes, you are also nobles in your own place, but it's not the same as rubbing elbows with those who know who you are and always know your name, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, it's one thing to have someone hear about your name. It's another one to it's another when you're dealing with people who have the full and firm idea of what that means on that wider scale.
Definitely.
And that's going to be fun to play at.
I would like. This is a thing that another friend of mine who's been running a game that I really like has been talking about. We always talk about things that you had fun with, and that's a thing we're gonna do. And other player characters you want to nod, and that's the thing we're gonna do. But I'm gonna, since there's only two of us, I'm gonna add a sort of a wishes kind of idea. Like, what is it? So we're going to do this one at a time because they're three separate questions. The first question is going to be, of course, what's something that you specifically had fun with? The second one is going to be like what's a player character you want to nod for today? And then finally, what's a goal that you have for your character going forward? Let's start just with what's a thing that you particularly had fun with or particularly tickled you in today's game, and let's start with Jeff.
I loved Kretha's fish out of waterness when in trappings of like high nobility and wealth.
I was really looking forward to that.
That was a lot of fun. I thought it was appropriate to the character. Really funny that we're still keeping Kretha in the Oops All Nobles category, and to like actually experience like nobility the way that like these weirdly tall folk understand it is really entertaining.
Yeah, and like you give her all the luxuries in the world, and then she's like, "Oh man, rat on a stick! This is the best thing." And I love it. What, you mean there's food that you can just get on the street? You can just buy it and eat it right there? This is the best thing ever.
Food just comes to you.
Yeah. But I was only halfway joking when I say you're going to enjoy the concept of breakfast pastry.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Gale, what's something you particularly had fun with this session?
I really liked getting to tease out some of the things that have changed about Echo with the like the casting thaumaturgy, like I've told everybody, here as Olivia talking to the audience, I'm like, he's a cleric, here's his goddess, but I'm gonna I enjoy this like subtly throwing it in, not really like revealing everything to the whole party yet. So I had fun beginning to tease what can Echo do.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to that. I expect before we get to the end of this quote unquote module, the sort of slice of the module that I'm pulling out for you all to experience. Depending on what direction you go, you'll probably be level 7 or 8 by the time you finish here. Again, it depends on how involved you get. If you just decide you're going to break in, steal a thing, and leave, that's definitely worth a level up. But if you decide to get a little bit more involved in Waterdeep politics / the situation that's happening here, not only will it have an effect if and when we run the Dragon Heist module later on, but also, yeah, it'll be worth more experience. You'll probably level up to at least 8. Gonna be a lot of fun. Let's talk a little bit about what another player did that you thought was really particularly awesome, something you want to give a little bit of credit, a little bit of a shout out for. And this time we're going to start with Gale. What is a player that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I really liked the emotional range that we're getting out of Calder in all of this, of the, like how you said when Echo first hugged him, like he was stiff and then returned the hug. And then, walking into the room and like, not only like getting used to like how Kretha is acting in this like big urban space, but also like how Echo is just, on tables, and how Calder is like, this is fine. Like the difference between like the return to like the fancy clothes and the getting waited on, and also like still being around adventurers and goblins, and how like Calder's kind of shifting between the two of being hoity-toity and also like getting to relax by being surrounded by friends. I'm liking the dichotomy.
Jeff, what is a player that you want to give a nod to?
I complimented the Melissa. I do deeply enjoy Echo as a character. It serves as a great contrast to the very serious nature that we get out of Calder and M character. Like, we got a bit of lore at the first half of the session. It's just lore is hyper. It's just so intense as a character, and having like this giant splash of color and emotion coming out of even like what little we got of Echo was still very bright and very optimistic and very cheerful, and it really brings a different type of energy from what we've become accustomed to from the months of traversing the forge.
Absolutely.
So it's a welcome. It's a change of pace that I feel is welcome. Not to say that what we had before was bad, but variety is nice.
Spice of life, I hear.
Yeah.
We already nodded Jen for that whole fish out of water feel, which I really, really liked as well. I also want to nod M specifically because they did not expect to come here to play Lore. And I know that Lore is a very intense character for them to play. And so I really want to compliment M on rolling with that and doing a few little sort of last bits of housekeeping before Lore got to go away. And then, of course, poor M is exhausted, so we had to sort of move on. But that's okay. It worked really well because now M's character can drop in right at the beginning of the next game, and help you out with the combat that's to come. And I think it's going to work out really well. But I really want to give M a lot of props for coming in and rolling with something that they did not expect to come here and do. Yeah. They did not expect to have to come in here and continue to parse the emotions that Lore has been feeling. And I think it was a series of very powerful scenes. And it's one of the reasons why I love running this game for this group specifically. Finally, what is something that you hope for your character in the next, let's say, 1 to 3 sessions? What's something that you would like to see happen, either to your character, something that you do, or something that will intersect with your character's story in some way? And this time we're going to start with Jeff.
I would really like a moment for Calder I want Calder to have a moment where he has to make a choice between his noble side and his adventurer side, and actually see a nobleman or some other hoity-toity punk socialize and smarm and then be this, and then the moment he pulls Calder away, be a racist ass to the goblins that he's friends with, and then Calder, without missing a beat, just unloads and just has a moment of, oh, you're that much lower than me, so I can do this without consequence, and then just flex on them. It's like, these are the consequences of picking on my friends. You shouldn't have did that.
I expect, because this is Waterdeep and because you are who you are, I very strongly suspect that the Lord's Alliance will approach you at some point in an attempt to recruit. And that
assholes.
They can be really titanic assholes. They can also be very, very useful contacts and powerful enemies. Might be an interesting story.
Oh yeah, I would love this. It's like someone who's trying to wheedle up to me as a fellow prince, a fellow son of a great and important man who understands they have to stick together because they understand me in a way that those goblins have no chance.
Yeah, and really sometimes you have to have useful, sometimes oh God, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. Sometimes you have to have useful savages to protect you in dangerous situations, and at least they're the ones who tend to die and not you. Yeah.
So because we're in the city, you're looking forward to having a noble that you can swing your weight at.
Yeah.
In some regard.
100%.
Just to have that moment of Calder just going, no, I am the bigger cat here.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to have something like that happen. I really like that idea.
That's what I'm hoping for. I think it'd be a fun moment.
Gale, what's a goal that you have for Echo? What's something you would like to see?
So a personal goal for Echo is that I need to flirt with every single PC and then as many NPCs as I can. That is a personal goal I am setting for myself for this little snippet of a campampaign.
All right, we'll keep a counter.
Gale, that I want you to know that I'm giving you full and unabashed work with my character. I have full faith in your abilities, and I think that would be a lot of fun.
The counter is currently at 1 because so far it's only Kreetha, yeah?
Yes.
Right. And to the audience, I'm talking to my role play partners and the other players here about what people's boundaries are and that sort of thing. And Even
Boundaries are good.
character-wise, Echo has fun flirting. If he can tell he's making someone uncomfortable, he will stop.
Yeah.
Like that.
This is not
I'll have fun with it.
this is not a pickup artist kind of thing. This
No,
is
this
is honest flirtation, and I like it. I like it a lot. A goal that I have is I really am interested in figuring out. I'm interested in presenting you all with a very complex series of problems that you can decide to just fuck off and not bother with. I am looking forward to seeing what decisions you all make in how to engage with Waterdeep, because you're not only adventurers, but you're also nobles. A lot of people are going to want a lot of things from you, because that's the way society works, right? If you are both high society and a mini celebrity, people are going to come out of the woodwork and like want money or want minor errands run because you're an adventurer and that's the thing you do, right? You should be able to clear out giant rats from the basement of a random tavern somewhere. Maybe not giant rats, because I know that's not Jen's thing, but still.
Giant spiders.
It'll be interesting to see Waterdeep thread that line between your nobles, but also your adventurers who we can pay to do things. And I'm looking forward to seeing which direction you all go. There is every possibility that you're just going to try to sneak in to Xanathar's lair and steal the item. There is a non-zero possibility that you might end up demolishing the entire lair. There's a non-zero possibility that you might kill Xanathar in direct combat. I don't know where you're going to go with this, and that is super exciting and also terrifying for me. Because there's a lot going on here, and there's a very complex plot that you are all kind of being ancillary to, but how deep you dip your toes into that plot will sort of determine a lot of things going forward, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will want in between sessions for you all to give me a general idea of how you might want to approach this whole Xanathar thing. Are you going to try to sneak into the guild? Like, are you going to try to talk your way in? Are you going to try to just be super duper stealthy? Are you going to try to go in guns blazing? Probably not, but you never know.
Is joining the fish replacement team part of joining the guild?
No, the fish replacement team is not necessarily, like, they are an unofficial outfit.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do some more reading, but I don't think much of the Xanathar organization knows that this is happening.
Oh no.
I imagine most of them just assume.
I believe it's just the thing that Nihilo does.
Yeah, I imagine most of them just assume it's a very, very long-lived goldfish, or perhaps one that Xanathar is somehow keeping alive through magic.
Well, he does. Apparently, he has a staff of resurrection. So
yes, but the problem is that no magic in Dungeons and Dragons can keep you alive past your natural lifespan.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you become a 20th level archdruid, but I don't think the goldfish is going to do that.
Or like, there are a number of ways to become immortal, but I very much doubt any of them apply here.
No, you're not going to get a goldfish that is ascending to godhood very, very soon.
Or casting the clone spell, or
maybe
becoming a.
Yeah.
There are like 9 different kinds
Fitch?
of lich. So
Fitch. Oh, no.
make a deal, or make a deal with the god of undeath, or.
And it's entirely possible that one of you will end up murdering Silgar in front of Xanathar. I literally don't know where this is going to go, and I'm excited as hell to find out.
Silgar has done nothing wrong in this scenario.
That's fair. I also
that said the last time I saved a fish did not go well.
That's true.
Name is Chester.
I also want to give a nod to my facial hair.
I am absolutely using that line in character at the next session.
I was planning on like shaving like the front of the chin, but I forgot to buy an actual razor because I have not shaved down to the skin since I was in my early 20s.
I mean, under normal circumstances, I would dare you to go to use it at work once.
Well, that's the thing though. At work, I wear a mask, so like they won't know one way or the other.
Just for you to know.
Just for me to know.
Or you could get like a mask and like draw the outline of the mutton chops over it, like in cartoonish appeal, so that no everyone's like, oh, that's the gimmick, goofy beard over the mask.
Anyway, it is currently 9:36. We're gonna go ahead and I think call it here. I'm gonna go ahead and ask each of you to plug whatever social media stuff, whatever creative stuff, whatever artistic stuff. Where can people find you? Where can they follow you? Where can they experience you? Let's start with Gale.
So you can find all of my canon and non-canon Drabbles art and other things about Echo on A Measure of Separation at tumblr.com. It's misspelled. I'll type it in the chat.
Oh, you already got it. Okay, good.
And yeah, that's where I post most of the Echo and Barnabas and now main canon plot stuff too, because Echo's back in the story.
Yes, he is, and we are all so psyched for it. Jeff, where can folks find you, and how are you feeling consistently?
I am still tired and angry on TikTok and Instagram, and still tired and angry at most states of existence. So yes, you can find me on those, and like I check out my art, I draw, I do time lapses of the sketches and pieces that I do. I'm presently running a little contest, I guess, where it's if I get to once I get to a certain follower count, I will randomly pick a one of the commenters on the respective video, and we'll draw them for or whatever the hell they want.
That's absolutely, and yes, if you were here from the very beginning of this session, you will have seen much of both of these folks' art right at the beginning, and including a couple of Jeff's time lapses. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at MathDemigod, and you can find, now that I've got the Lost session, sort of re-recorded, you can head over to youtube.com/gamingmathematically, and sometime late this week, I will be publishing the Lost session, followed by continuing daily sessions of this show right here on YouTube, cut into sort of more manageable chunks, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate everybody. 2 weeks from today, we're going to do our next session. On Saturdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, I'm doing Disco Elysium. This is a game that I really, really, really want more viewers for because it requires me to make moment-to-moment decisions. And I have an extension here on Twitch that allows viewers to not only vote on my course of action at any particular time, but also can make minor adjustments to my stats on the fly so that I am more or less likely to pass a particular challenge at any given time. So please be there Saturday, 2 p.m., 2 weeks from today at 6 p.m. All of this is Pacific time. Thank you for being here. Have a great one. We will see you next time. Say bye, chat, and say bye, players.
Bye, chat. Bye, players.
It's goblin time.